Well, we hope you're having a nice afternoon. It's Stan Morris in with you on a beautiful Monday, if you like, overcast skies. Although the sun just popped out, so that's why I used the word beautiful, because I looked outside and I saw that. We're coming at you a little bit early today because we got the news done a little bit early. And one of the beauties of broadcasting the news online on Facebook is that we can come at you whenever we get the news ready. And it's ready to be broadcast now as everybody starts to join the live version of the stream. Thank you for joining. Let's make it worth your while, and let's begin on any April. A man suspected in a woman's death appeared in court today and had his bond set. And the probable cause affidavit has a little bit more information in the case, but it doesn't really explain, at least as far as I can tell, why he's facing the charge yet. It says on Saturday, March 17th at 7:50 p.m., medical first responders were sent to Gilbert Street for a call of a woman who is not breathing. That's Shonda Gonzales, the 37-year-old, whose body was found inside of her home. Officers with Jonesboro Police Department arrived, and they called investigators to the scene. There were no signs of forced entry in the home, and investigators learned the victim had a medical condition that may have explained her death. Her cell phone was missing, though, and according to her family, she always had her cell phone with her. The preliminary report from the crime lab on March 20th ruled that the death, not natural causes. They ruled the death a homicide. Witnesses advised that Terrence Taylor and Shonda Gonzales had been in an abusive relationship for several months. The two were picked up on Friday, March 16th, at a small gathering until at about 1 a.m. Saturday. They were picked up from that party by Terrence's mother, according to the report, the affidavit, rather. While she was driving them back to Shonda's house on Gilbert, Terrence became mad and started cursing, the affidavit says. It states that was when the mother stopped the car and Terrence got out and kicked her car. Shonda also got out of the car and walked off with Terrence. This is the last time they were seen together. Witnesses advised that Terrence had called another witness on Saturday at around 8 p.m. That's around the time that first responders were sent to Gilbert Street, all right? It says he told her to go check on Shonda because she had a heart attack. That's according to the affidavit. It says on Wednesday, March 21st, police received a call from a cousin of Gonzales stating that he had spoken with Terrence Taylor on March 18th, Saturday night, Sunday morning, overnight, from Saturday night into Sunday morning at about 1:21 Sunday morning a.m. It says whenever he asked where Shonda was, Terrence cussed at him, it says, and hung up the phone. The affidavit ends there, but it states, as mentioned, that he is probable cause has been found for Terrence Bernard Taylor to be held in the offense of murder in the first degree. That does not mean he's been officially charged with that yet. It just means authorities are investigating the case and holding him as the primary suspect for now. It was just this morning that this video that you're going to watch right now was actually shared. And in that time, it's been shared from a private person's profile over 100 and something times. You can see it appears to show a man trying to break into a vehicle, finding out it's locked, and then walking off. And I want to show you this a couple of times because the guy's tough to see, but he's wearing a hood. And it looks like he might be wearing glasses too. I'm pretty sure he is. So take a look at this guy. If you have any idea who this may be, this video was reportedly taken in Paragould. If you know who this gentleman might be that we're showing you there, we're scrubbing through the video, seeing if you have any ideas, contact authorities in Paragould, and you may be able to bring this guy to justice. Again, this appears to show the attempted break-in of a vehicle overnight in the early morning hours today. Thankfully, the suspect failed and walked off and didn't do more damage. But if you know somebody who owns a hood like that, they're not putting it to good use. A Paragould man is facing felony aggravated assault along with several other charges after an allegation along with several others, actually 4 people individually, saying that he, over the weekend, fired a gun at his wife and their 2 children as they were leaving the driveway to flee a obviously dangerous situation. His version of events was a little bit different in the incident report, and we'll tell you about that now, right here on NEA Report. It's all alleged in a report filed with the Greene County Sheriff's Department that states at 1:41 p.m. Saturday afternoon, Joshua William Masters, 26 of Paragould, reportedly called 911, said he had a fight with his wife. He told authorities that his wife, a 23-year-old woman, attacked him, bit him, and during the altercation, he said he was trying to remove a pistol from her vehicle because he feared she would do something crazy. That's what he said. That's what's in the report, at least, that he said. He claimed he was trying to clear the pistol when he fired 1 round into the ground. Then he claimed he took the gun inside the residence and his wife left. But his wife told a different story. And so did the evidence, by the way. His wife, first up, said that the argument began about Joshua having a girlfriend, but escalated when he allegedly came outside with a kitchen knife and threatened to stab her tires. Then she said he threw the knife down and got into the vehicle to get the firearm. And she said she tried to stop him, but he got the weapon and somehow fired a shot into the ground. She didn't say anything about him trying to clear the weapon. That's what he had alleged, or had claimed. She said she started backing her vehicle out of the driveway. Inside of it, by the way, a 4 and a 2-year-old. I'm sure they were terrified the entire time. As she was backing out, she said Joshua fired a round toward her vehicle. She heard him fire several more rounds as she was driving away from the property. Well, it wasn't just 1 round he fired toward her vehicle. According to several witnesses, it was at least 2. See, around this time at the 500 block of Greene County Road 907, a witness was nearby and had called 911. And said he observed the altercation while driving. Not only that, 2 adults were with him. 3 witnesses in that vehicle. All 3 told police the wife was backing out of the driveway when Joshua pointed the gun toward her vehicle and fired twice. A deputy with the sheriff's office, he located 5 spent shell casings on the ground in the driveway of the residence that this all was said to have happened at. Joshua was arrested on felony aggravated assault on a family member. That is 1 felony charge and 2 counts of first-degree endangering the welfare of a minor. That also is a set of felony charges that he's facing there. He was taken to the Greene County Detention Center. A press release from the Poinsett County Sheriff's Office says that 3 people were arrested this morning after 2 search warrants on businesses were executed at the same time. The target of those business, gambling machines. Let's tell you what happened. 10:30 a.m. this morning, the deputies from the Poinsett County Sheriff's Office executed 2 search warrants in Mark Tree. According to the release, 2 teams were formed so each search warrant could be served at the same time. One team went to Midway Market, 302 Elm Street, and the other to Chicken Stop at 109 State Highway 14 Dustin King Road, both in Mark Tree. 5 gaming machines and several devices known to be primarily used as drug devices, it says, were seized at the Midway Mart. The following people were arrested from the Midway Market and transported to Poinsett County Detention Center. Ala Aldine Moha Al-Murisi, 24 of West Memphis, and I know I just butchered that name. My apologies there. I'm going to show you the names so that it doesn't look nearly as bad as it's going to sound when I try to say it. Muhammad Musadi Abdullah, or Masaid Abdullah, 46 of Mark Tree. Each of them are facing charges including illegal drug paraphernalia business, including criminal use of property or laundering criminal proceeds, and keeping a gambling house. It's a charge I've not heard before. 3 gaming machines and several devices known to be primarily used as drug paraphernalia were seized at the Chicken Stop. The following person, it says, was arrested at the Chicken Stop and transported to the Poinsett County Detention Center. His name, Saeed Shaddad Saeed, 30 of Mark Tree. charged with illegal drug paraphernalia, business, criminal use of property, or laundering criminal proceeds, and keeping a gambling house. It says, let's show you the stuff that was retrieved and the stuff that they're charging him for. This is one of the photos. Let's take a look at some of this a little bit more closely. Over here on the right, you've got the grinder. It looks like a hookah, I think that may be. Some other stuff around here. If these soda cans are, that would be a strange thing. They don't look like they may be real soda cans. Those could be storage devices. I've seen those sold at stores like that before. And so that's one of the photos. There was another photo here. I'm supposing this is of the gaming machines that they're talking about that were seized. Here's a third photo of the gaming machines. None of those really look that new. But nonetheless, this is all coming from the Poinsett County Sheriff's Office, a bust in Marktree. Congressman Rick Crawford has announced that he will be deleting his Facebook presence following what has been a national movement called #DeleteFacebook. It's in response to the Cambridge Analytica data harvesting scandal that, in essence, this company, it was portraying itself to be doing research, and it was, but it was doing political opposition research, and it was researching people's interests and then basically leveraging that to assist with political campaigns. There's a farther detailed explanation on NEAreport.com if you'd like to understand more about why this was an alarming and bad situation, but it involved the data of up to, I think they said 50 million people, and who knows how many more. But Crawford himself cited both that and personal attacks on his family as his reason for announcing that he would be shutting down his Facebook page. It's fairly significant since that he actually is one of the few delegates who will spend significant time on Facebook debating or discussing his positions and issues and whatnot with his constituents. He said, quote, "Unfortunately, some people regularly post extremely inappropriate and often disgusting things about my family. Coupled with the recent news about Facebook being abused for political purposes by private companies like Cambridge Analytica, I've decided that Facebook is no longer an appropriate platform on which to engage my constituents." Full statements on his Facebook page. You can see some of that right here. He's mentioned how he used it for the past several years to try to share his beliefs, his reasoning for certain votes, and other things. And he did get a lot of people agreeing with him. You can see in the comments. But there were plenty of people who asked other questions challenging Congressman Crawford, as always and often is the case. Some on the more opposite side of his political beliefs. One of those comments more specifically that I'm going to mention, which also did call him out on a legitimate concern. A question was by Ethan Drew Williams here, who asked, who stated, I should say, one of your excuses for not holding town halls used to be that you were super engaging on Facebook. So now I guess you'll have to hold town halls, or will you ignore your constituents completely? Going to mention in closing, Crawford did say that you are still available to speak with him through these means right here. His offices, email, phone, Twitter, Instagram, and it says his newsletters. No mention, though, of town halls. The city of Jonesboro is creating a new detention pond in the I-555 roadside that you can actually see taking place in the photo on your screen right there, sent along to us by Bill Campbell at the city of Jonesboro. The city digging that detention pond between I-555 on-ramp that's near the access road south of I-555 and west of Caraway Road. You can kind of see over there in the background. Let me see if I can show you this. That you see where my mouse pointer is? That is O'Charlie's right there. Some of the hotels over there in that area. Well, it's a pond that will provide a roughly 1.5 acre feet of storage and improved drainage in the surrounding commercial area, which is always a good thing when the drainage gets improved in this city. Trust me. It's after receiving permission from the Arkansas Department of Transportation that the work began. Mayor Harold Perrin sent this quote along. He said that we've seen our city continue to grow alongside a pattern of more frequent heavy rainfall. This is a very localized area, but anything we can do to relieve the potential flooding is worthwhile. The city's chief engineer, Craig Light, said Arkansas Department of Transportation maintains interstate roadsides, but gave Jonesboro a permit to do the work because of drainage concerns in the area. There's another photo you can see of the work happening right there. And by the way, some of you sent along good questions. We always appreciate whenever we get challenged on stories. You can respectfully tell us we're wrong, and we can agree, actually. This time, we found out that we weren't passing this information along to you, but we checked because we're open to it. We checked with Bill Campbell about the wording, detention versus retention, because we like to learn around here, and he said, quote, well, the actual difference is a detention pond slows down the water at peak rainfall and slowly reduces it. In other words, it isn't always wet, but holds water in case of flooding. Retention ponds always have water, right? That's what he says. So that hopefully has helped educate at least a handful of us. But in the meantime, we hope that the efforts over there do help with reducing the flooding concerns. It's a worthwhile effort as we're seeing record rainfall, it seems like, thus far this year.
If you're a business owner, gaining new customers and retaining them is your top priority and biggest hurdle. Today, 85% of customers search online or look for you on social media. Do you have an effective strategy to reach them? At Ace One, we will customize a digital marketing strategy comprising of social media, web, and video marketing that fits your budget. Our dedicated account managers will work with you to create engaging campaigns, covering all digital media outlets. Ace One, your partner in digital marketing. Contact us today.
Haley Norris, Realtor. Should I make my hair go like this? Whether you need to buy, sell, or lease. Haley, can I use my hands? Or is that, where are my hands? Where do they go?
Just say,
Haley?
Just like Haley.
Whether you need my expertise. Haley Norris, Realtor. Or even do a commercial lease. Haley Norris, Realtor. Should I say Remax Real Estate Center or no? Is that too salesy?
No, that's good.
My average days on market is just 50 days. You need my expertise. And that means I'm putting more money back in your pocket.
Now let's take a look at some images from over the weekend and a photo that looks like a line that stretches on forever. It was the March for Our Lives group that was demonstrating along Main Street. They marched from Jonesboro High School down to the Craighead County Courthouse. And we've got lots of photos from the event. We actually talked to one of the big organizers of the event, looking at her right there, Celeste Robinette, a 17-year-old at Jonesboro High School, speaking in front of tons of people. Had to be a nerve-wracking thing to take place, and yet there she is, doing it, brave as a lot of people who would ever hope to be on the adult level. There's another photo, as you can see, folks marching across Main Street, Jonesboro police in tow, helping them out, making sure everybody stayed safe. The long line of marching and chanting, residents stretched from the courthouse down several blocks on Main Street. It was Saturday morning as the local demonstration of the March for Our Lives took place, a nationwide movement that was focused on stopping school shootings. The movement gained momentum following the school shooting tragedy at Parkland, Florida. One of the local event organizers was, as mentioned, Celeste, that 17-year-old at Jonesboro High School. She called it an amazing march. She said we had over 300 people show up. Hundreds, she said. So many more than I expected. And she said it made me realize how truly national this is. She also said, quote, we're all in this together. And, quote, I want people to understand this movement is not anti-gun. She said, we don't want to take all guns away. We want to protect America's youth and our future generations. We're fighting for safety. And whenever you decide the mission statement, that goes to the people behind the movement, not the people battling a movement with ignorance, which we've seen quite a bit of on our Facebook page today. I should point out, none of the people we spoke with, we talked to the kids involved with this, we talked to the organizers and asked them, and it's not an anti-gun movement. That's not their efforts. That's what some folks on the far right are going to tell you because they don't want any changes or any movements or any decisions made on gun laws and gun control. And if that's what you believe, then that's what you believe, right? But take a look at this line of folks that are out marching on a Saturday morning on Main Street. You can see those folks believe what they believe. And as they chanted along Main Street Indeed, this is what democracy looks like. Let's take a look now at your New Wave Wireless weather forecast. Home of the $49 iPhone screen repair. A few showers popping up in northwest Arkansas, moving to the northeast, and you might look at that and think to yourself, it could be a possible shower or two in our future, at least in the evening hours. And that is correct, according to the National Weather Service. What they're saying is that tonight we have a 30% chance of showers, and that's mainly after 2 a.m. You'll see that I just left clouds in the forecast for tonight, as it's really into Tuesday that we're expecting the chances for showers to begin, and I'm sorry to tell you that's going to last all week long. Tonight, the overnight low 59, and it did say, as mentioned, that chance for showers. That increases into Tuesday, a 50% chance of showers with cloudy skies and a high near 70. Breezy, too. Gusts up to 30 miles per hour, but not a whole lot of rain expected tomorrow during the day. Big difference between during the day and during the night tomorrow. A chance for showers, then showers, possibly a thunderstorm after 8 p.m. with a low around 56 and a breezy day, or a breezy evening, I should say, too. Now, aside from those wind gusts of 30 mile per hour possibilities, let me tell you, that new rainfall total chance is looking at 1 to 2 inches. That is for your Tuesday night. Wednesday, showers, thunderstorms possible. The high only around 61. New rainfall amounts up to 3/4 of an inch. And then Wednesday night, showers and thunderstorms possible before 8 p.m. Just showers after that, a low around 53. Maybe half an inch of rain falling Wednesday night. Thursday, showers, maybe thunderstorms after 8 a.m. High near 63, and showers and thunderstorms Thursday night with a low around 47. Just showers showing up for a possibility on Friday and Saturday as well, even Sunday too. Crazy. Looks like we've got a week full of rain on the way. And then there's that possibility that we're going to start seeing the temperatures cool down as we approach April. We'll get into that too. We'll be watching that as the weather forecast unfolds into next week. It's just crazy to see what this weather is doing. People were posting stuff saying, don't plant yet. I even saw a European model that showed some snow falling the first week in April. But that's European. They're usually pretty liberal, right? It's 67 degrees, overcast skies in Jonesboro and across northeast Arkansas. Feels pretty good wherever you're at. This is breaking news on a Friday, right after our show, as a matter of fact, as just a short ways away from where we're recording in West Jonesboro at a graveyard, we noticed a number of police cars nearby. So we moved nearby to check, and we found this white vehicle had crashed. This white truck had crashed into these headstones. As you can see, several of them knocked over. It looks like the guy ramped up over several concrete cinder blocks that had formed some little impromptu barrier there, and then crashed into several headstones. And those aren't new, by the way, I don't think, at least. It caused a significant amount of damage to the truck, to the graveyard, at least a couple of headstones knocked over there. 2 tires, by the way, busted on the other side, and some serious damage caused to the truck as well. They had to have a hard time towing it out of there, but it was a stolen vehicle, as a matter of fact. And the suspect fled in the direction that you're looking in. He was described as a white male, skinny, 6'3", wearing a blue hoodie. And it was mentioned that he had the hoodie pulled up. If you had any information or have any information and may have seen someone in the area on Friday that was walking around maybe near G Street with that kind of an outfit on, then maybe you have information that could help authorities. Contact Crime Stoppers at 935-STOP, and maybe your tip can lead to the arrest of a thief who ended up taking a man's truck and crashing into the final resting place of several individuals that never did anything to him. Here's a story that'll come of interest to many out there, especially those of you with gun cabinets full of this name brand. Remington is filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. That's news that came after a late Sunday filing in a Delaware federal court. The news was broke today. This is a report, by the way, from the USA Today. The company is America's oldest arms manufacturer, but they're filing now for Chapter 11 bankruptcy to hopefully give them time to reorganize the way to, at the same time as they stay afloat, repay their creditors, because they're having trouble doing both at the same time. It's not Chapter 7. It doesn't mean that they're going away, basically. yet, at least. But the company has made a lot of guns over a lot of years. In fact, it says it's made various handguns, rifles, and shotguns since 1816. But it's now a majority owned by Cerberus Capital Management, a private equity group. It says they intend to sell off the gun maker's assets once the bankruptcy process is complete. The company has seen a significant decline in their sales over the last year, according to a statement from their chief financial officer. Sad news for the gun manufacturer Remington. This week, a neat opportunity exists for you to get out and support local artists. We're talking about Local Works 8. It's happening Thursday night at Cregan's downtown on Main Street in Jonesboro. From 8 p.m. to midnight, artwork from local names will be on display, and a variety of mediums and styles are going to be showcased as well. I've taken a look at some of the stuff that's going to be shown. Absolutely incredible. It's going to blow your mind that this stuff is made here at home. And not only can you support local artists by attending, you can even take home some of your favorite art as well. There's going to be music starting at 9 p.m. with Los Continentals. It's a $5 entry fee that includes artwork, live music, up bar, and a ticket redeemable for one glass of house wine, no subs, with an ID. But you got to be at least 18 and over in order to even think about getting in. And if you want to find out more information, by the way, this story that you're looking at right there, that is at neareport.com. Just head there and check it out. Well, add this to your community calendar. The City of Walnut Ridge's Easter egg hunt is going on this weekend. It's March 31st, 10 a.m. at Stewart Park with 3 age groups. You can see them right there. We're talking about ages 0 to 4, 5 to 7, and 8 to 10. That's including prizes in each age group, right? It's going to be a ton of fun out there with a grand prize in each group, too. And all participants, well, you got to bring your own baskets, because there's going to be over 2,500 eggs. 2,500 eggs! That's a lot of eggs. For more information, contact the Walnut Ridge City Hall. By the way, thanks to the Walnut Ridge City Facebook page, as we borrowed this beautiful graphic from them to tell you about the Easter egg hunt. And finally tonight, a cool congratulations goes out to my former boss, Hatton Weeks, who is returning to KIT to be the vice president and general manager. He's returning home to run the place. That's after a 3-year stint in Mississippi, Jackson, where he was the news director there at a couple of television stations owned by Raycom Media. And now he's returning back home to the place where he last served as news director to be the VP and the general manager of the place. A Harrisburg native returning home, and we're happy to see him doing so well. Well, folks, we wish we could tell you better news in terms of the weather forecast, but unfortunately, it's rain, and it's rain. And it's going to start tonight. It looks like after 2 a.m. is when you'll probably start to hear the most of the raindrops, although you may hear them a little bit before then, and we'll keep watch on that just in case anything crazy happens. It doesn't look like it's going to. But we'll be watching the weather, and we hope you have a wonderful night, and thank you for watching NEA Report.